customers, they complain that Soondae has this weird like pig smell. And they don't like it. It turns them off.
Do you use cow's blood or pig's blood?
It's cow's blood. I hear a lot of customers saying, "Oh, this place, the Soondae doesn't smell here. That's why I like it."
A lot of great cuisines are about, utilizing parts of the animal that nobody wants, right? These are throwaway things. Right?
That's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Right, and kidneys and hearts and everything. I'm gonna try with a little bit of salt. You have some other like peppers and stuff in here, right? Any other seasonings other than salt and
It's gotsogum.
gotsogum? I mean, you can see a lot of other sundaes are not made with as much care, so they kind of crumble when you're holding it, but this one's really tightly packed. First of all, it's quite chewy in a really wonderful, lovely way, right? The tangmyeon and the rice together gives it this kind of tteok, right? It's basically like tteok, which is a Korean rice cake.
The Korean rice cake, they make it with the sweet, sticky rice.
Right.
Yeah.
Except this is savory and threateningly dark and made with blood. It's funny because in Korea, people eat this on the street. This is very much a street snack. It's something you grab and go. I heard that you can even get like a whole piece that's uncut, and you just you sit there and you're on the subway, you're just like chomping on
It's
this.
like a kimbap, but it's
Right. Yeah, you're like chomping on it. This is kind of one of the original Korean fast foods.
Yeah, the first time I tried it was when my grandpa was coming home from work. I was like 7 or 6, and then he would bring some home, and then I fell in love with it. And then after we immigrated here to the US, my mom, she worked in a kitchen, but it wasn't her own restaurant. She was working for somebody, and she was like, I need to do something on my own. And she asked me, what kind of restaurant should I open? And I was like, I want Soondae.
Wait, so this restaurant is your idea? How old were you?
I was 10.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you guys have opened this restaurant, you've had the restaurant now for 27 years?
27 years now, yeah.
You guys are like OG up in K-Town. This is great. This is the seojut?
Yeah, the seojut.
Basically, it's fermented like little tiny shrimp.
Yeah.
And then you put some other aromatics like green onion and sesame seed. But what, is it just like water that loosens it up? Or, I mean...
We add water and then we add all these other ingredients to it.
All these other ingredients, oh, secrets. Soondae is, without a doubt, a black sausage or boudin noir or like any classic blood sausage. Very mild, iron kind of like beefiness that's not resembling the flesh of beef.
Yeah, it's not the meaty flavor.
Right, but it has this kind of savoriness, almost want to say coffee-likeness, and there is some element of that grit. I think that anybody can get behind this. It's really approachable. So this one is beef heart. This is good.
It's like meaty, right?
If you haven't had beef heart before, it's very lean, and it can be tender if it's like kind of gently cooked, but this is boiled. The fibers are very small, so it has almost a mealiness to it, and this is kind of gamey.
Yeah.
I can do it. I mean, this is okay. We haven't gone to liver yet, so we'll see what happens.
Tripe.
Tripe, okay.
Yeah. A lot of people say, it's pig ear, but it's not. It's not.
It looks like it.
It's the stomach.
So this is literal guts. So the pig tripe, that is, it's very tender for something that should not be tender. I'm sure is really chewy.
Yeah, we boil it for a while.
Like how long?
Over an hour.
Okay. Actually, this flavor is much more mild than the beef heart.
Yeah.
I think that people would just be like mentally a little scared of this stuff, right? But flavor-wise, it's fine. All right, so we're gonna get some cow tongue now.
Because they serve cow tongue in like Korean barbecue places, but it's much thinner, and it's called usol. Same thing.
It has an almost like charcuterie quality. When you have some very nice salumi or like pate, right? Because it's quite tender and it dissipates in your mouth as you're eating it. Very strong beefiness. I think the reason why it reminds me of it is because it's just cold. Actually, it's not even cold, it's lukewarm. So it's kind of strange to have just lukewarm offal cuts. And then to me, my brain is telling me that it reminds me of some sort of pate. The flavor is great. It's very, I mean, it's beefy, but not scary or gamey or off-putting at all.
Right.
Yeah, it's good. Liver.
This one has a strong flavor.
That's undeniably liver. Woo! I'm down with that. That just coats my entire palate. It's slightly bitter in a pleasant way. It's a good contrast to the sundae. And I can see why you put these extra parts because you're like, sundae, 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 oh, pork liver, sundae, 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 beef tongue, you know, and I think that's why you do this so that you don't get bored. The sundae they're sort of spongy, right? They kind of actually soak in the broth that you're doing.
Yeah, if you leave the sundae in the broth for too long, it actually just consumes the broth.
So you got the little nutty perilla seeds on the top, tons of green onion. Oh man.
The deep flavor.
Ooh.
We use a combination of togani.
What is togani?
I think it's beef knee bone.
Okay.
And then we use something else too, some other type of bone.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a bone broth. Hangover cure status right here.
This is where I come from, my hangover cure.
I just love that you guys are able to take parts of the animal that are neglected, you know, that are not really beloved. It's not steak or, you know, short rib, kalbi or whatever.
Yeah, you can't find the ribeye here. You won't be finding any ribeye at this restaurant.
Thank you so much, Michael. This is amazing. If you guys like the show and you want to see more episodes of K-Town, click right here.